I'm David Greco and I'm a baritone, and I've been singing off and on with Pinchgut Opera for over nearly 20 years. My first really introduction with Pinchgut Opera was at a very seminal point in my life and my career. I just finished my undergraduate studies at the Conservatorium of Music here in Sydney, and I was invited to become a long-term member of Cantillation. And the first production I was in was Fairy Queen. And I'll never forget it. It was just so colourful, so experimental. Fairy Queen, for me, was such an important opera for Pinchgut Opera, not just because it was my first of many, but I think for Pinchgut as an institution, it was a very important work because it's not really an opera. It's kind of a mask, you know, it's a bit bizarre like that. And it was just this tremendous ensemble piece. I wasn't ever made to feel like an insignificant member of the opera, even though I was just a chorus member. I was integral to it all. It was just fantastic and for me, mind-blowing. I'd never experienced anything like it. I've had the great privilege to work with the two and only music directors of Pinchgut Opera, Anthony Walker and Erin Heliard. Anthony Walker operates kind of on this grand scale, and he brought repertoire into the company and to this country, I believe, that had really not been championed yet, like the French Baroque. Working with Erin Heliard is just also so fabulous. Erin is a wonderful musician and really inspires an atmosphere of democracy in a way. Musical ideas being discussed and experimented with, which is, I think, rare, because I think that's sometimes a scary step to take, where you somehow relinquish control a little bit, but I think great things are born out of that. When I graduated as a student from the Conservatorium of Music here in Sydney, I had some idea about what period performance practice was, what early music was, but being thrust into a company like Pinchgut Opera, which had just the creme de la creme of Australia's domestic and international early music musicians, was just this great baptism of fire. As I was growing as a musician, so the company was growing. And they were growing, I guess, in terms of the more obscure repertoire choices that they were deciding on. And also, I was then growing out of being a choral musician and more into a soloist, kind of forging my soloist career. And so I was now beginning to undertake principal roles, small principal roles. Jazzone by Cavalli was a real turning point for me in my career, but I think maybe also the company, because it was one of their first really early Venetian operas, and certainly the first time Jazzone had received its professional debut in Australia.
Servire